Welcome to another episode of Map Reading. In the previous episode, we finished Act 2, and now we are heading into Act 3. Right, talk to him and head east. Now this is one area that a lot of people dread, especially in the upcoming patch 2.4, where you have to get all three pieces to get into the Durance of Hate. Before, if you were being rushed by a friend, all you had to do is they would give you the typical waypoint. You kill the council, you head back up to town, and then they give you the Durance of Hate level 2 waypoint, and you can go through it, kill Mephisto, and you skip basically all of Act 3. Now, however, in 2.4, they're changing it. To be able to get into the Durance of Hate level 2, you have to get all three pieces. You have to get the eye, brain, and heart, which means you have to do Spider Forest, you have to do the Fatal Jungle, and you have to do the sewers, which you can get to from lower or across. Then you can head to Trivinkle. So there's a lot of people complaining about it, but if you're doing a speed run, you're used to having to read these maps anyways. So something to note about the way that the Act 3 jungle works is it's basically a giant 2x6 grid. So it'll be, two squares going this way, and then heading up this way is 6. On your third, fifth, and sixth tile, you can have a branch off into either the Great Marsh or the Fatal Jungle. And so this is one area that people just generally don't like because it's really confusing and it's kind of difficult to explain at times too. I've watched a few other YouTube videos and like Mr. Llamas and that. It's still a little confusing at times as to where to go. There's also tells in the map as to if it's going to hit a dead end or not, that some of them seem to miss out on. So I'll try to explain as much of that as I can. But basically right now, we're still on tile 1, heading into tile 2. So we will just follow it along. Now this is tile 2 heading into tile 3. Now these torches can be a hint as if you're about to hit into a dead end or not. The stony bridge and a torch, or a log bridge and a torch. Generally this side will be a dead end. This type of bridge or the torch generally doesn't. We can still continue on this way. We are now on the third square, tile number 3. So we come back, got your 1, your 2, and your 3. Tile 3 can branch off and lead to the Great Marsh or the Fatal Jungle. Take a quick run over here. Probably be the Great Marsh. Come on. Great Marsh. This does tell us, however, because as I said, it's a 2 by 6. This is our one tile. This is our other tile. This is why we were running for quite a distance before we got to the Great Marsh. So there's going to be nothing over here. Your branch offs, if we continue on to 4, 5, and 6 up this way, will lead out this way. Now, we don't know if we're going to have a branch off into the flail jungle. It's completely random. So since we ran all the way over here anyways, drop a TP and continue on. Now if we find the waypoint, we can easily get to the Great Marsh, just in case we do not have a shortcut to the flail jungle. Now each of these maps, the Spider Forest, the Great Marsh, and the flail jungle will all have 3 branch offs until it's branching off because of these tombs. One will have the waypoint, one will have the area that you need for the body part, and one will just be a dead end. So we'll come up this way. This is waypoint. I instantly know this was the wrong way. We got our waypoints. Now we can head back to the Great Marsh if we need. If we had the the first piece first, but we don't. So the arachnid layer, it will always be on the same tile as the waypoint. The arachnid layer does not have the eye. So we can just continue back the way we came. And we have a flail jungle branch off. Now we can completely skip the flail jungle, or the Great Marsh. But we do still need to find the eye. So it could be up this way. We can get to it. Yeah, here we go. Alright. So as I was saying earlier, you got a torch with a log. This side is a dead end. We want to go to the opposite side. We're still in the Spider Forest because we have to head a little farther over to get to the Great Marsh. Now, this side means it's a dead end, but I already know this is a dead end too, because we have that U. So this is going to be a little island. We'll come across over here, and then there'll be an opening. Sadly, however, this opening is just going to lead into where we already came from. We got to keep heading further up. So we are on tile 4 right now. We still got 2 more tiles to go. So we got our log, we got a torch. This is a dead end. So I'm back over here. Stone bridge with a torch, but we got that U, so we come across, and there's another one. So whenever you have this little island, you will always have another way in. Now we are hoping that this is not a dead end, and it's not. We got the spider cavern. Going to Spider Cavern. Unfortunately, it's over there. We gotta head up. Generally, you can just come down. It'll be down here. This time, however, we gotta loop around. Most of these maps are fixed, so generally, it'll always be the same. Oops. You come down and get your eye. Now, unfortunately, you gotta run all the way back and get to your waypoint. We have a TP at the Flail Jungle. Where am I going? But if we make another TP to get to town, it overrides our other one. So Spider Forest. Luckily we don't have too far to go. So that side was a dead end, so we had to come across over this way. Go back over here. And now we can come over this way because we know that this way is the waypoint. Up to town and down, and we are now in the Flail Jungle. So just to recap, you come out on tile 1. And this is a 2x6 grid. So 2 is over this way. So 1, 2. Then you have tile 2. Tile 2 is a little further up. Tile 3 is where you can have your split, which can lead to the Great Marsh or the Flail Jungle. The Great Marsh has to come before the Flail Jungle, unless they're both on the same one, which in this case they are. So we know if we went to the Great Marsh now, we will not get to the Flail Jungle, because it's on the opposite side. They can't connect. That was our 3. This is our tile 4. Tile 5. So I would have had one more that I could have gone up. But I ended up lucky because I got my branch into the Flail Jungle. I got my skip. And I didn't have to waste a whole bunch of time going into the Flail Jungle or Great Marsh, wandering around there, wandering even farther up in the Spider Forest. I was able to read the map and get an idea of where I needed to go to continue on. So I'm going to do one more run of the Spider Forest. Just to give a bit of an idea. Because Spider Forest, well, the whole jungle in general is very confusing. I've even seen some of the speedrunners who have done hundreds of runs still make little minor misreads and waste time. So if you're starting off map reading and speedrunning, practice Act 3 jungles. So we come up. We're on tile 1 at the moment. So torch with the stone bridge. That's going to be a dead end. So we'll continue up. And here is our first pillars and branch off into here. So now we're hoping that this is the spider cavern, and it's the arachnid lair with the waypoint, unfortunately. Now, in some of these, you can get, it'll branch off, but it doesn't look like we have that on this one. No, back out the way we came, and continue on. So 1, that was 2. This is one tile, and this side is the other. So we know our branch offs will be on this side, unless the river winds over this way. So we're heading into tile 3. Now, tile 3, I want to give a quick little check just in case it's going to branch off, and it looks like it is. Great Marsh. So we can still have a skip, but at least because we noticed that this was tile 3, that it can branch off. We'll put our town portal and continue on. So torch. This is going to be a dead end because it's a stone bridge. When you have a torch like that and a stone bridge, you will always come to your next area. So this is tile 4. So there's no split here. And this is the spider cavern. So we'll head down. And this does look like it'll be one of the ones that leads right to it. And there it is. There's your eye. So now we have found the waypoint, which we didn't need. We got the eye and know where the Great Marsh is. Now, there's a big question. Do we continue on, because we're on tile 4, do we continue on to tile 5 and 6 and hope for a flail jungle, or do we go to the Great Marsh? This is a very good question. We still have one more branch off, so it probably won't be on number 5. It could be on 6. Let's just continue on and see what happens. This is 5. Oh. And could be tricking. Oops. Dead end. Torch and a stone bridge. I got carried away hoping for a branch and wasn't paying attention to my map reading. That side was a dead end. We can still continue on, and we have it. This should be the flail jungle. We ended up lucky both times. We got a skip. It does not always happen. You do not always get a skip. And once again, Great Marsh is over on this side. Flail on this side. They cannot connect. If I hadn't decided to continue checking 5 and 6 with a branch off, we would have gone into the Great Marsh and wasted so much time getting frustrated, and I'd have to come back over to continue up into 5 and 6 to find the next area. So due to the map reading And a little bit of luck, because it could have been on the other side. And I could not have even had one. We would have had to go back into the Great Marsh and then into the Flail Jungle. But for a speed run, this would have been awesome. And this, the type of thing that you hope for. And with the map reading, it really paid off. That'll be it for this episode on the Spider Forest. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope to see you in the next episode. Thank you. Goodbye.